Wizard101 added some new event spells that you can go farm from Beast Moon and other sources, which I want to talk about specifically in this video because there's some issues regarding farming them because we don't have Portal Apparel. No Portal Apparel means we have to do other things such as Beast Moon, but we'll talk about all those things and what those three spells are that are getting added into the events pool. So let's talk about all that stuff. But if you do enjoy this type of content, remember, like the video, subscribe, check all the things in the description, join Discord, everything. You guys already know the whole spiel. I don't have to talk about it for hours and hours and hours. But let's go over the spells, right? There's three spells that got added to the pool, as well as some bans, some new paths, etc. Number one, let's go over Frostbite. Now, this was going to happen at one day in time, right? Also, maintenance is going down. Just ignore that. I'll finish this video by then. But yeah, Frostbite's getting some changes. It is banned, of course, and now there's a path B. Now, Path B, what it does at max tier is 410 ice damage, as well as it clears 4 blades on the enemy for minus 55% chromatic shield. So if you are fighting, for example, let's just say a death, right? This will do its damage, clear its blades, but it'll put minus 55 death shields. So that's something you have to be wary about per clear. So if you only clear 2 blades, you're only going to get 2 shields. If you clear 4 blades, you'll get 4 shields. Very straightforward, and that's what that chromatic symbol means. You can always right click the card, hover over the icon if you don't know what these icons mean at all. And it's completely understandable. Some people always ask me in DMs about what certain icons mean, and I don't mind telling you guys. But just always remember, right click a card if you don't know what a certain icon means. It will just literally tell you. So it's very nice to see. But the spell is currently bugged in test realm. It will be fixed in live realm, but right now it's kind of bugged because it's not doing this conditional. It's not clearing the blades for the shields. It's just literally doing damage. So I assume that will be fixed in one of the patches in test realm. I'm assuming that's maybe what the maintenance is for. I don't know. But when I tested the spell, it was kind of not working as intended. But yeah, that's the first spell. Pretty straightforward of a spell. Not too much to really talk about beyond that. Now, another spell that got changed, which is in talks with a lot of people from the PvP community, is Poison. Now, all right, hold up. This is post-editing Almond here. So Poison got changed on the last day of test round, but it wasn't showing on my card. So when I recorded this video, I didn't know that it got changed because my card art didn't get changed. So that is really not my fault, but hey, post-editing, now let's actually talk about what the current Poison, the last patch of test round, what Poison said it was going to do, which does damage. So it does 335. Keep in mind, top path's banned. Of course it's going to be banned, right? But path B max here 335, and then what it does is it clears a negative aura on yourself, and then it puts a negative aura on the enemy that lets you do 45% death damage incoming. So any damage that they take from death incoming is going to do 45% more damage. Now it's going to last 4 rounds, of course, so keep that in mind as well. But there was so many talks with Poison, right? Obviously you guys wouldn't have known this unless you played test round, but in test round Poison got changed like 3-4 times, and this was its current final product. Originally had like 50 blades or something like that, and a lot of people were like, what the hell is going on? This is OP as hell, bro. Like, all you would do is clear an aura and you get 55 blades, and then they nerfed it, I believe, to like 45 or 40 blades, and people still weren't liking it because it was just too good. And now what it does is just clears the negative aura to apply a negative aura on the enemy. So you guys let me know what you think of this spell. I'm still like kind of like iffy about it. Maybe that's just me, but when it comes to advanced content, this can kind of break fights unintentionally. But we'll have to see about that. But regardless, this is Poison, and you, of course, you have to do events that give you spell elements, such as like Beast Moon. You might have to guard in Beast Moon seeds too, or you might even have to open the pack, which I think I talk about later in this video because obviously this is post-editing Almond. But yeah, there's that. There's Poison, and we can continue on with the rest of the video. And then the last spell that they added into the event pool was, of course, Judgment. Now, some people don't know how they feel about this. I mean, I figured it was going to happen one day because it's an X amount of pip spell. At one point in time, all the X amount of pip spells are probably going to get banned from advanced content. It all started with Supercharge and Backdraft back in the Azteca raid. It was bound to happen to all the other X amount of pip spells. And Judgment is a RIP, and people are trying to make a a reasoning behind this. Hey, like, we need Judgment in like PvE advanced content. Not talking about PvP players, talking about like advanced content players. Like, whoa, I can't use my Judgment anymore against like a boss with if I have max pips and stuff. And There's other spells you can use, other utility you can use. Balance is not a master of one specific thing. It's just it has access to a lot of things. So it just comes down to your playstyle. But yeah, what they did with top path now, it does extra damage. So right here it does 100 damage, and then per pip plus 20. Yeah. I can't even say this with a straight face because I'm just like, what did they do to my judgment? What did they do? But path B, which is a new introduction of it, of course, is what it does. It is 525. Judgment is now 6 pip spell for path B. But yeah, it's doing 525 balance damage, and it is echoing 2 hots onto yourself. So if the enemy has 2 hots, you can echo those, and you basically get a regenerate. That's basically what I'm going to call this, because you get 660 healing over time for 5 rounds, and it echoes up to 2, so you can get 2 of these, which I don't know how much usage this will have. It really depends on what the opponent has on them. If they have like a low tier hot, sure, maybe you can use this to like break a shield and indirectly get a regenerate back, you know, because it's basically a regenerate. I mean, with the echo ability, it's basically regenerate, but it comes down to what scenario you're in. I'll be honest, and I've heard some hit or misses topic about the judgment. I feel like all 3 of these spells, it's been like, yes, this is banned, and some people are like, no, I didn't want that banned. And that's completely valid, right? I'm in the midst of that because I did like judgment, right? I didn't really use poison because I didn't really do PvP, right? PvP players did use poison. Same thing with frostbite. There were people who used frostbite in PvP. Back in my heyday, when there was tourneys and like, you know, you can do like low level PvP and you can have a decathlon deck, bro. I did a tourney where I used frostbite. I'm not the best at PvP, but I'm just saying I did it. I am completely doo-doo cheeks at PvP. So like literally I was able to do that. But what I'm saying is these spells are going to be a little bit annoying to get. Now we venture into that topic. Now people are probably going to wonder, how do I get these spellments? Let me go over one source and then I'll go over the other sources. Well, one source is Beast Moon. You play the living crap out of Beast Moon. Obviously the bar is not a good representation because it's test realm. They have a separate bar for test realm. But you can play Beastman, you can get spell elements from there, right? You can do PvE, Beastman, PvP, whatever the case is. You can garden the school specific seeds. So if you want, you know, poison, you would garden death seeds. If you want, frostbite, you would have to, you know, plant some ice seeds, and then balance, you do some balance seeds, right? Very straightforward. But some people don't want to do those events. They don't want to do Beast Moon, and I completely get it. I am one of those people who are like, yeah, I play PvE Beast Moon time to time. I don't do player versus player because it does get toxic, right? That's just, anything that's player versus player always gets toxic. And then as well as the one place where I used to farm all my event spell elements, and I would always recommend in my videos, was Portal Peril. Portal Peril's gone, bro. This is still not fixed. And so if you want to get those spellements, realistically, you can just get them from here. The event spellment of your school, or there was another one where it's just like random right here. Random event spellment. This is what I would redeem all the time from doing Portal Peril. But Portal Peril's gone. I miss it. I'm hoping KI fixes it because this is literally what everyone was doing to grind event spellements, unless you were a Beastman player or like, you know, you do gardening. Now the last option beyond that is, you guessed it, I'm opening the crown shop, and I'm typing in event spellements, and I'm pretty sure you know where this is going. They will be in this pack. Now I don't think they added it in test realm. I could be wrong. No, they haven't even added it into this pack, which they eventually will, I assume, because regenerate is in here, right? Yeah, regenerates in here, unless I just don't see it. But yeah, it will be in this pack most likely. But obviously don't open the pack, inspect it first to see if it's even in here before you guys waste your crowns. But yeah, that's like the only third source. There's probably some other sources that I'm missing, right? But realistically, those were the best ways. It was either do Beast Moon or do Portal Peril, and then last resort open packs. But Portal Peril's gone, and with these new events, you can't really get spellements. You know what they should have done is, in the meantime, we do have that Fight Fest going on, right? This Fight Fest event. They should toss in the spellements on there. If people don't care about the other stuff, let me redeem some spellements and stuff. Why not, right? That should be an option. But yeah, those are your 3 ways of getting these spells, and I don't know how I feel, man. I'm just, maybe it's just because I'm really gutted Portal Peril's gone. I'm really hoping it comes back. This was so nice to do on all my characters when I was bored, and I can just, you know, switch between all my characters, play Portal Peril, play with people in chat, play with just anybody. Like anybody and anyone can join Portal Peril. Beast Moon, like, If you do PvP beast mode, you get wrecked if you don't have a tier 5 form at this point. And at this day and age, if you don't got tier 5 forms, you just get GG'd. So that's like my only issue. PvE beast mode, yeah, you're a little bit more lenient, right? People are more chill. But PvP, it's like, bro, if you don't have like the high tier forms for beast mode, you kind of just like lose. So in hope that you guys are pre-farming your seeds, I guess, for beast moon. Get your death seeds up, get your ice seeds up, get your balance seeds up, start grinding out those spell elements when they come out, have all your seeds ready, as well as hopefully KI can fix Portal Apparel someday and we can bring back the fairgrounds to its former glory of us just all sitting here doing Portal Apparel. I think we all can be looking forward to that. But those are the new spells. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions on Poison, Frostbite, and Judgment. What do you guys think? Do you guys like Path A's, Path B's, everything like that? Have a whole conversation about it in the comment section. Let me know about it. But yeah, that is it for me. Leave a like, subscribe, all type of stuff. Don't forget to join Discord on that rise to 2K members, on the rise to 8K subs on the YouTube channel. Hopefully we can get to 3K followers on Twitch. Definitely. I know there's a lot of you guys that do watch the YouTube channel. Go over there and follow the Twitch. Do it. Give me the 3K on there. I know you can do that for me. All right? I'm shaking your hand right now. Obviously you guys don't see that, but I'm shaking your hand. All right? W. That is it for me. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.